Hi guys, welcome to this session. We are going to talk about recruitment and CVs and things like this. And the things like the job situation in your country has become very, very difficult in the UK to get a job, and I think it's the same with most other European countries. So we're going to talk about that, share our experiences, and also just talk about the fact that if we can even compete when there's so many people applying for each job. So that's going to be the aim. If it's interesting for you, please join in. I noticed some people reserved, but we need more to make it more interesting. So please, if you haven't reserved, join in and share your opinions and practice your English at the same time. So we'll just wait for people to join first. I'm going to send you an article I just picked up on. I think this was from yesterday. And this is saying 85 applicants or more per graduate job. And that means per student who leaves university, or per job, for students who leave university, there are 85 people wanting that same job. So how do you stand out? We're going to talk about it. I'll send you this article so you can open it just beforehand. Please join in if you can. We're just going to have a not a reading session, but just a really speaking session on at the moment. So, Vlad, you there?
Yep. Hello again.
Perfect. Cool. Good to speak with you again. What's the job situation like in Ukraine at the moment? Is it easy to get a job?
Oh, it's a very easiest question, because it's very difficult to find a job in Ukraine. I mean, a job for which you can get a good salary.
Okay.
Actually, we had a lot of jobs, but the salary is very, very low, unfortunately.
Okay, so you're saying there are abundance of jobs, but people want higher salaries for the positions, the well-paid positions. Is quite rare, yeah. So it's quite difficult to get these. So what kind of jobs are there an abundance of, and what kind of jobs are there a lack of? Do you know what this means? An abundance of and a lack of.
Yes, I know. I've got you. Now this situation in Ukraine is like we really need agricultural workers. We need construction workers. We need an engineer's positions. But as I told you before, we have lots of lawyers and finances. Yeah, finances.
Accountants, you could say. So accountants.
Or maybe accountants, maybe so, yeah. And for example, I can give you many examples. I have my acquaintance and I have my friends who cannot find a job because all vacancies are full. They usually are lawyers, and so on. You can you will smile because the first position of lawyer, it's mean as soon as you finish your university and you find the first your place at the job market, you'll get the salary about 2,000 hryvnias. It's about $200
after
per month.
Graduating as a lawyer.
Yeah, per month.
A lawyer.
Yeah, a lawyer. Yeah, it's very difficult to find the position of lawyers which give you a good salary. For example, like $1,000 per month or more.
So a lawyer would get $200.
Yes, it's very because my the son of my very good friends finished her education 1 year ago, and now he works as a lawyer and he get a salary 1,200 grivnas. It's 150 US dollars per month.
Okay, so it's quite difficult then to get enough money despite studying a difficult subject like law, right? So it's, something like law is very, very smart. Wow, yeah, so you're saying it's quite difficult to get a job that you want, but why don't more people do the jobs, for example, in construction, in agriculture, the kind of places where there is a demand for workers? Why don't they want to do them? Do they pay enough money?
Because the politic of our government is really very bad. Most of politics which rule in Ukraine now, it's former communists and maybe formerly agents of KGB.
Okay,
everybody say it in Ukraine, and they didn't want to change, to make change in our country, like some former countries of Soviet Union, like Lithuania, Estonia, Latvia. They made real good changes in their country, and they have not this problem now. And
okay, so
even I would say better that these countries are already the members of European Union.
Yeah.
And so we cannot get it.
Politicians, yes, it's mentality of the politicians. Yeah. They're thinking in the old days. They're not willing to change things. Okay, so that's interesting. Alex, welcome.
Welcome.
How are you?
Hello.
How are you? What's it like in your country to get a job?
I think it depends from region, and do you know, if you live in megapolis city like Moscow and St. Petersburg, you have biggest chance find good job for your life. And
sure.
But in my region, my city is university city, student city. Here you find a good job. It's very difficult because most students live and study here.
Okay, so you're saying it's somewhere to study, but not necessarily somewhere to work afterwards.
Yeah, and it depends from sphere. Yeah. For example, oil and gas and another technical sphere has good salary.
Yep. So it depends on your industry or your field, the field you're working in.
Yeah.
Oil, there's always money in oil, right? So it depends on that. And Vlad was saying in Ukraine there's a problem with people like lawyers or economists getting a job. Would you say it's similar, Alex, for lawyers?
I've a lot. What?
A lawyer, like a legal person. So the guy with the funny hat who goes, "You are guilty," or "You are not guilty," or goes, "My client has not killed this man." Yeah. Okay.
I think. Repeat.
So Vlad was saying in the Ukraine there are certain jobs which are difficult to get. So to be a lawyer or to be an economist.
Yes, I think for economists finds job is very difficult, but a lawyer, a lawyer is a very good specialty in Russia, and if you have specialty like a lawyer, For you, it's not difficult to find job.
And what about the easiest jobs to get? Yeah, so in what industries do you think it's the most easy to get a job?
Yes, of course, oil and gas, and I think energy sphere and
So basically,
medical sphere.
industries of which are of
Medical
your
sphere.
economy. So you are a gas economy, an oil economy, and stuff. And you're saying in these sectors, then it's easier because there are more industries. That would make sense. Okay, Alberto, what would you say? Oh, yes, please, Alex. Yes, please, Alex.
Okay. Tell about
Alex
if you
has turned to a robot.
it's easier find a job. What?
Sorry, it cut off. Yeah, it made your voice sound a bit robotic. Could you repeat? Sorry.
Me?
Yeah, sorry, Alex. It just cut off. It made your voice sound like a robot just for a couple of minutes. Maybe I think there's a connection problem. We'll come back, Alex. We'll come back. Okay, Alberto, what do you say?
Okay.
How is the situation in Spain?
Well, the situation in Spain is too hard. I think so. Well, actually, I'm in employment since January, and it's I was working for 17 years. 17 years, yeah. But I was fired because I don't want to decrease my salary, for example, and my rights won in 17 years. And it's the regular thing, the regular actuation of the businessmen in Spain. They take advantage of the situation, and because there are a rate of 26% of unemployment in Spain, and they take advantage of this.
So they say even if the business is doing well, they say right, yeah, the crisis, crisis, take a pay cut. When really they're using it as an opportunity to save money.
Yeah, they offer you a contract earning about 600 euros per month. They don't put you on street time to work, because you can work as time as they need. And it's we are coming back to slave time.
Okay, so you're basically living to please your boss because the bosses have the power at the moment. But are there any jobs or are there any sectors which are easier to get a job in than others? So before, for example, in Spain, it would have been things like construction. I heard that builders in Spain earned a lot of money during the boom years. Yeah, so the salaries for builders were quite high.
Yeah.
But now maybe it's different. What do you say are the
For
best?
years, yeah, for years, teacher, it happens that young people with 20, who are 20, who are 20, 22, and had no study because they left the school, could earn good salaries in construction, in building. You can earn about 2,000 euros per month,
Which is good,
even
right?
3,000 euros per month, because in Spain, Spain build about buildings about Britain, France, and Germany. Each
Yeah, because lots of the Germans or the British fed up with the weather and they go to Spain, they sell the house and they they bought. Then the crisis came, they didn't have money to buy houses, so then it affected the
Yeah.
thing. So you're saying this is a problem, but before it was construction, what is the industry now in Spain, and what do you think it will be like in 5 years' time? What will be the main industry?
Well, there are many differences between the north and the south of Spain, because in the south and the east of Spain, the Mediterranean Sea, they could work in tourism, because it's sunny and it's famous to be there. But in the north of Spain, there are some industries. For years, I live in the Basque Country, and it's famous because of their industries. The unemployment here is about 15%. It's lower
Which
than,
is lower than average.
yeah, the average is lower, and it's like in the other European countries. But it's a hard situation, because the companies here, the industries here, sell the goods to the other European countries, to France, to Britain, to Germany, and they have decreased the importations, the goods they buy, and then
So there are
it's a
not so many
problem.
products now in Spain.
Yeah. The products here has decreased because the sales has decreased too.
And then this is a knock-on effect. You can't buy anything. So yeah, it's not so good. But Selma, what's it like in Algeria? In Europe, I think everywhere in Europe we're having problems. I think I would say I don't know what it's like in other continents, but in Europe they're always talking about it. So is it okay in North Africa? So in Algeria, do you notice the crisis?
Well, in Algeria, we don't have any crisis, but the government is making this crisis so that people won't ask for jobs and money. So all what they do is they put high prices for the products.
Yep.
So instead of thinking of and okay, as you know, uh, we are in a Ramadan month, so the prices are increasing. So all what we think about is how to buy these grocery lists. So
Yeah.
that's that's what our government always do is always uh, inventing some problems concerning the basic needs, food and water, and so that we always think about how can we get food and water.
So there's no
And
crisis, but they make you into one.
yes, of course, we have the oil, so we have the petrol and also the gas. We can export to Italy and Spain, I think, and Tunisia, but in our country we have lack of gas, and some towns they still don't have gas until now.
Yeah.
So they still have primitive life.
Okay, so yeah, and it's a problem. So you're saying as well that if you send all the gas and stuff abroad, then the people in the country can't have it and stuff. Okay, so I wonder, is there anywhere in the world where it's easy to get a job? I don't know. So, and I've heard in Australia it's quite good at the moment. I've got an Australian friend, and says the minimum wage in Australia is $16 per hour, and I was what? Yeah, so I think they've got less problems. I think the economy in Australia is doing well. But does anyone know of any countries where it's okay at the moment? As in, basically, there's no crisis, no recession. It's not difficult at all to get a job. Has anyone heard of any countries?
South Africa.
What's happening in South Africa?
In South Africa, they got well paid, and they don't have problems with unemployment.
Okay, so people can leave university or can get a job straight away. It's not too
Yes.
bad. But I'd say most of our countries, in the UK, it's challenging. And there's an article I want to send you now linking to that, and they're saying in the UK there's 85 applicants or more, at least 85 applicants per job. So for every job there's 85 people applying for this job. I don't know what the figures are like from your country if you know this, but yeah, it just shows that it's quite competitive. So I'll send this to you later, well now actually, and we'll look at it a bit later on. But first I want to ask you some questions just about the topics, about HR and recruitment and stuff. So, Alex, how long do you think
Yeah.
a new employer would spend looking at your CV when they receive it on their desk? Do they spend a lot of time looking at your qualifications, looking at what you wrote on your CV or your resume?
Do you mean how long I can send my CV for different company for uh, get job?
Yeah, no. So of course you can spend a lot of time preparing it, but when they receive the CV on their desk, how long do you think they spend on average reading what you wrote? Do they look at it in detail?
Ah, okay. But I think it depends from one company. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think. mm, I think during 1 month.
Yeah. Yep. During a month or over the course of a month, you can say.
Yes.
Over the course of a month.
No, because yeah, and it depends on. It's very important. It's very important part, not part, job for for company. Oh, free place. Yeah, and if your company has a free place
Yeah.
for job, I think we will be very fast for check your CV.
Yeah, so they'll gloss over it quite quickly. They'll just check the basic stuff. They'll just go, right, we need someone quickly. Yeah, him. Yeah. But what about, for example, jobs like the article I sent you, where there's 85 applicants per job? Do the employees even look at all the CVs? Do you think? What would you say? I'll come back to you, Alex. Have a think. What would you say, Selma? Do you think they spend time reading your CV?
Well, if it was in my country, they won't look at their CV at all. But I think I think that the foreigners take things seriously. So I believe that they will look to all these CVs.
Things I
No.
don't think they do, right? So I've heard about a process where basically what they do is the HR managers, if they've got too many CVs and they can't be bothered to read them, they just grab the pile, take half, put them in the bin, and then they've got half, and then they look through that, or they just select maybe 5 at random, and out of those 5 they choose. I've heard they do things like this, just to make the job easier for them, yeah, and stuff like that. But Vlad, what would you say in your country?
Yeah.
But no, Selma, linking to what you said actually before I move on, you said that they don't do it so seriously. Do you even need to send a CV to employers, or can you get a job without a CV?
In Ukraine, you can get.
Sorry, I was just asking. So I'll come back to you, Vlad. Sorry, so I confused because I was just coming up. Sorry, that was my fault. We'll go to Selma and then back to you, Vlad. Sorry. Okay,
Yeah.
Selma, you said that in Algeria they don't take it that seriously. Do you need to
Yes.
have a CV?
If you are going to put your CV in foreign companies, yes, they ask for your CV and your motivation letter. But for the Algerian companies, no, they don't care. All you have to do, the trick is you have to you need to have some relatives working in that company so that they can convince the others to hire you, or you can. Uh, yes, I think this is the only thing. The only way you can be hired here in my country is to have some relatives in that company, or to have to know some politician or some prime minister. It's like favoritism.
Contacts network, yeah. So I'd say I've heard this about this to get top jobs in London is that they only hire within their networks, meaning friends and family, right? So okay, but you're saying this is a problem in Algeria, but if you're working for a foreign company, you have to submit the CV. Okay.
Yes, and there is always a segregation. The foreigners are always getting paid more than the Algerian worker. Even the Algerian worker has a diploma, a certificate degree, they would always get less paid than the foreigners.
In your country?
Yes, in my country.
In
yes.
your own country?
Yes, in my own country.
Oh, at least the same, right? So, okay, if they get the same, that's fair enough. But to pay them more for doing the same job, that should be illegal, I think.
And always the foreigners will have, they work less hours rather than the Algerian. And they have a lot of advantages and a lot of holidays.
Okay, so you're saying perks, yeah? So perks, you're saying, and this could create tension because you're thinking, well, why do we have to do all this? Why do we work the same and get less money, get less holidays, and they, just do nothing in comparison and get more money? So that's quite shocking. Vlad, what's it like in Ukraine with the whole thing about CVs, how long people spend getting CVs? And do you have a problem that Selma was saying, whereby foreigners would get more higher salaries than locals?
First of all, I would say that we have a very small quantity of foreigners in Ukraine. Very low. Most of foreigners which visit our country, they are just tourists or people who want to immigrate to European Union.
Sure.
Through Ukraine. But some people can try to find a job in Ukraine, and usually they find it in trade area. They usually work at markets, maybe in the shops, and so on. But very qualified
qualified workers.
Qualified workers don't try to find job in Ukraine, and they go usually to Russia or to European Union, to European countries. And what about CV? This document is not spread in Ukraine yet.
It's not so widespread. You can.
Oh, I have not heard you. What?
Oh, sorry, because I was typing. Sorry.
Yes. I've got your message.
Widespread.
It's not so widespread. Yes. But actually, it became it started to work in Ukraine already, but not so much yet. Actually, if you want to find a job, it does not mean that you must bring your CV. You can find a job even if you call to some company and say, I want to get some position in your company, and the owner of this company can answer you, is this salary is good for you? For example, I'm yes, okay.
There's a word for this,
you can visit me.
There's a word for this where it's like speculation. So you don't apply for a job. You just leave your CV with the company, and when they've got something, when they make you an offer, then they contact you. So there's a word for it, but I've forgotten what it is. I've forgotten what it is. Um, I can't
But
remember. Okay, but on the whole, you think
some companies charge the workers or employee who can speak foreign languages. These individuals can much more opportunity to get a good job and a well-paid job.
So they are more, we say, more employable, those who speak a foreign language, because the companies can use them, yeah? So they can trade with France or with America or whatever, yeah? So that would make sense. Okay, so away from foreign languages and also what we've discussed about networks and family contacts, how can you stand out in your country to get a job that you want? So, Alex, if there was a job that you wanted, what would you have to include on your CV, or what would you have to do to make you stand out if there was 85 people applying for the same job? How could you stand out in Russia? Do you know what this means? To stand out?
Martin, when you're writing in Verblink, I don't hear. I think all. Do you know? Yes.
No worries. But do you know what this means? To stand out.
Stand out. What does it mean?
To make yourself look different. How could you stand out when there are 85 or 100 people, or even 1,000 people applying for the same job, and you have the same qualifications and the same experience as these people? How could you look differently? How could you make the HR manager want to employ you and not someone else? Just in Russia. Tell me about what you could do.
But I think you should have some skills, yeah, some skills and some qualification for that position, and you should writing about advice, yeah, advice, but advice from another company and another and another people. From,
so you should take advice. Yeah.
It's like reference,
example,
maybe.
Yeah, reference and reference. Yeah.
References. Get them to say how good you are. So get them to write like a message saying, okay, he's done this, he's worked for my company, he blah blah blah. Okay.
Yeah. And from, for example, from university, if you graduate recently.
So if you recently graduated, if you're a fresh new graduate, we say, or newly graduated. Alberto, what about the situation in Spain? What can you do? What kind of skills can you learn, or what kind of extra things can you do to make you stand out from other people? Is there any techniques that you have, or that you've heard about?
Well, my brother is a good guy to explain you this, but he made my resume, my CV. But the most important thing, the point, is to adjust your skills, your qualifications to the people who are looking for the post, the job. That's the point. If you have some skills, but you have to adjust to put in common with where they are looking for.
So you have to customize the CV, the motivation to the job. Yeah, customize.
Yeah, because you it's generally you put your skills and your advantage, your education, and so on. But there are many words, many skills that escape from the and the customize to customize is too important.
Okay, so not just we say a one size fits all CV. I'll write this down. Fits all meaning one CV for every job you apply for. You have to customize it. That's interesting. Selma, what can you do in Algeria to make yourself stand out? Vlad said about learning foreign languages and stuff like this. Selma, is that why you're here?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So does it make a difference? Because they say in London it does make a difference. If there's a British graduate with foreign language skills, it's unusual. So they say, yeah, it makes a difference. So how is it in your country? So what foreign languages would you say are most important apart from English? Yeah, so English maybe is an obvious one. Can you stand out if you learn other languages apart from English?
Yes, I can. And here the secret is that you lie when you write your CV that you master 4 or 5 languages. You master all the computer stuff like the Word, the Excel, and also the score, something like that. And also you need to say that you had a lot of experiences in different areas. Because in my country, even if they accept you, they won't ask you about like give me some copies about proving that you had some experience. Yes, that's what we do, especially when it comes to foreign languages, because here people speak French and English, sometimes Spanish. But if you seem like you speak 5 to 6 languages, you would definitely got accepted.
Okay, so it does help, but you're saying you have to BS a lot, yeah? So
Yes.
which means if you don't know, so you have to write yeah. So I think this, or I can do this, or when really it's not true.
Yeah,
Because
it pretend like you know, and if someone asks you, in case someone asks you, all you can do is you can start learning that language.
straight away, yeah, or Google either of these options. Alex, would you ever lie on a CV?
What?
Would you ever lie on a CV?
Lie.
Not literally, as in lie down. I mean lie, as in not tell the truth.
Okay. Yeah. I see. I feel.
You were thinking lie like that, right?
Yeah. No. I think it's.
Well, Martin, the UK might be a different country, but
I think it's very dangerous for you if you write some lie about you, because when you will talking about your skills with
employee. You work for the employer. So the employer is the
employer. Yeah. You can't. How to you can't looks not good for your position.
Okay, so you're saying that you have to, because if you lie, then you can get found out. Okay, they will work out. They will suss out as well. It will come back to bite you, or it will come back to bite you later on. Okay, to suss out is to work out, to understand. So if you said, for example, you speak...
But if you use a small lie, for example, I wake up very early and I uh, I work very hard and our skills. I think it is a small lie,
Yeah.
and
So
you can use.
okay. So the technique is to know when the amount of lies to have. But the thing is, for example, if you say, right, I speak Arabic, because this is like something that's really popular, or whatever, and then your company sends over Selma or whatever, and it says, right, okay,
I think
Alex, you
I
have to
think
have
it's very I think it's very stupid if you write some language if
People
you
do
know.
this. People do this, really, because to a British person, if they can order a croissant in a cafe in Paris, that means they speak French. Yeah, so they put things like language skills, French, when they don't know any French. Yeah, or they went to Spain once. Yeah, in 2005 for a holiday, and they got their phrase book out. And they're like, okay, I've got Spanish skills. Yeah, so people do this, but I think it's just a bit different. So. Vlad, have you ever lied? Well, you said it's not so popular to have CVs in your country, but would you ever lie on a CV?
I'm sorry, could you say it again, please?
Would you ever lie if you had to make a CV? Would you ever lie on a CV?
Oh, no, because I have not big experience of making CV. I just applied for a job in on 2003 when I was a student in American college in Dublin, and I really wrote a CV to many trade companies, and I got a position in Dunn store.
Yep.
I was a salesman maybe.
Salesman,
Sailor.
yep, salesman we say. Yep.
Salesman, yeah. And I wrote absolutely true that I had a trade commodity manager degree.
Yep.
Because I have a diploma.
Yep.
And I was taken very easily to position sales assistant.
Okay, so you got the job quite easily.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Quite easy.
So you're saying that it doesn't always. You don't. Sometimes you just don't need to lie. Yeah, just say what you can do. But Alex or Alberto, how many times do you think you're going to apply for another job? So in your lifetime, how many jobs do you think you'll apply for?
I think it depends on people.
Yep, sure. Give a ballpark figure.
You mean how many job you will get?
No, you would apply for. So just to apply.
Apply for?
Yeah, jobs which you will apply for. So you would send an application. You see, Donato, I'll just mute you for a minute. We can hear some background noise, but we'll come back to you. So just jobs which you send your CV, your cover letter to, your motivation letter. It doesn't guarantee that you'll get the job. It's just that you go through this process of finding the job and then sending. What is this? Sorry. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So you see. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So you see the job on the internet, or whatever, and you just send them the CV. Yeah. So how many times do you think you'll make this process? A ballpark figure, a rough figure, not 2024, something like around 50 or around 100, yeah? So a ballpark figure, a rough figure.
I don't understand some parts.
No worries. No worries. So a ballpark figure is a rough figure, an estimate, yeah? So around something. So my question was, give me a ballpark figure as to how many jobs you think you will apply for in your career, in your lifetime. So do you think that once you get a job, you will stay with this job and you won't change jobs? Or do you think you want to keep changing jobs?
Yeah. How, how many years?
How many jobs? Basically, he's loyal, yeah? So he's like, what? Why would you reapply? No. Okay, so I'll ask someone else and we'll come back, Alex, okay? Just have
Okay.
just listen, and we'll come back. Selma, what about you? How many jobs do you think you'd have to apply for in your lifetime?
47.
Why 47?
Uh,
Calculated, yes?
if here I would apply for a job, so I would be around 50 years old or until I got retired, 60 years old. So it would be 47 from the next year until 60 years old.
Oh, God. Okay. Yeah. See, Alex, can you take an example from Selma, yeah? So Selma's done all the calculations and everything. No. Donato, what about you? Good to speak with you again. How many jobs do you think you'll apply for in your lifetime?
I think that I'm going to keep this one because I have a public job and probably it will be hard to leave because it gives me a lot of security.
Security, yeah, security.
Yeah, security. And once I leave it, I can't go back. No.
Yep. So no turning back. So you're saying you've got a secure job in the public sector, so you wouldn't want to refuse. So for you, you're saying no more jobs. That's it. You found your job for life.
Yeah, although it's a boring situation, and I would say I would like represent a public job as a drug in the sense that you need little quantity,
Yeah.
but you are a slave for life.
Okay, so you've got a little bit, but you're committed. Okay, so it's not enough to leave. Okay, so this is my next question. If you found the perfect job for you, would you ever change it? So you get maybe not a high salary, but a really comfortable salary, for example. Vlad, if you've got a really comfortable salary, would you ever want to change your job? Or are you always wanting to do the next thing? Can anyone, the Queen, for example, she was interviewed, and I don't know if I put this on Facebook, I don't know if anyone managed to listen to this, but she was asked about her job, yeah? So being a queen is not effectively a job, right? But she was saying what's important to her about a job is continuity, and that means to have one job and stick to it and to continue and don't keep changing, yeah? So to do the same thing. What would you say? So Alberto, do you like the idea of this continuity and sticking to one job and continue with it, or would you like to always do something different?
No. Continuity, no. I don't like applying, but since January I like it so much, and and when I get a job, I'll be continue. I'll be applying. No.
Okay, because you get the habit, yeah. So like the drug.
It's a joke. Yeah, I think continuity is too important in a job. If you are happy, if you are
sorry,
happy
Alberto, can you do it in this voice? Can you say continuity is important? Yeah, and then you sound exactly like the Queen of England. Can you say it
with your grandpa?
She said exactly that quote. She said continuity is important. Can you do it with a high, squeaky, posh British accent?
No, but I think.
Can you do it?
I think it's important.
Okay.
In a job and in the life in general, but in a job is too important. Because you don't have to change the mates, the boss, and the company, and I think it's important for me. I have been working in my last company for 14 years. It's continuity.
Okay.
And I didn't apply while I was working there. Well, I had the opportunity to change, but I think I thought then that there not any advantage in this.
Okay, so
Then
you had the opportunity to, but you didn't. You stuck with it. Okay. Summer, what about you? You said you would apply to 47 jobs. You said a new job every year. Is that
Yes.
because you get bored, you want to do something else, or just because you would change, for example, if another company offered a higher salary? Which I
Well,
think so, yeah? I think I'd suss you out.
yeah,
yeah. Well, actually, for this,
she have an amount of CVs,
Yeah, yeah.
a big amount.
Okay, so what would you say?
well, actually, because I hate got stuck in the same routine, and also I like to experience many things, so I do prefer to have the 47 jobs all over the world so that I can enjoy my life. I don't like to have only one particular job. I think yes, that's why I want to apply for a lot of jobs.
Okay, so to stop you getting bored to do lots of different things, I think I told you this before maybe, but you have itchy feet. You always want to do the next thing, next thing, next thing, okay? Vlad, what about you? Who would say, Alex, continuity or Vlad? Any of you can answer. Let's go to Vlad first. Continuity, how important is continuity to one's personal life? Okay, do you think continuity is important, Vlad?
Yes, do you mean changes your positions at work? Yeah.
Yeah, so continuity is just sticking with the same job, doing the same thing for life.
You know, when I lived in Soviet Union, our government encouraged when you work at the same position for a long time. You'll get more money every year. You'll get a little bit more money, and it was getting more over and over and over. And if you finish your work at the same place when you started, maybe in, for example, in 25 years, you'll get a very good pensioner salary maybe, yeah.
Yep.
And it was very not convenient. It was very encouraged by everybody. But at that time, if you changed your work every year or more often, it considered that you are very not so good man, so good person.
You weren't so serious, or you weren't so responsible, rather. But you could say we were incentivized to be loyal, meaning every year that you work, you get higher salary. So therefore, you're not going to. You want to then work extra years, okay? So they do things in the UK, for example, to be a teacher, they pay extra salary per year. To be a public servant, I think they increase the salary up until maximum, I think. So they start off lower and then it goes up with experience. Okay, so
But now the situation is changed. Now everybody can change her work even every month. It depends
but what about
on you.
your opinion? Do you still have this kind of Soviet mentality where you think it's important to stick with the same thing, or are you now more over the place and you're prepared to do lots of different things?
I would prefer to work at the same place, but to get more salary every month, every year, for example, more and more, because you'll get more qualifications, and in some period you'll get a new position at the same company. You'll get the same high position, for example, and.
Okay, so it makes sense then to stick at one thing and then work on perfecting it, maybe. Alex, continuity you're saying is important. Have you got itchy feet?
I think it's it's same. Depends on people. Some people like work in one place in one company, only one company, and most people don't like change enough in way life, when life, and I think if you like your job and life, like your salary and community when you live, when you work, and why not stay in one company, but it's not good for your negotiation, yeah.
Yeah, because you lose negotiating skills, right? So you you get the risk, you run the risk. I'll write this down because there's a new word of becoming institutionalized. We say, okay. So I'll write this down. Risk of becoming institutionalized, and to be institutionalized just means you're used to one company, how it runs, and basically it's not Alex Pertsev, it's Alex Gazprom, yeah, or whatever, yeah. So you become like the company. So you are the company because you've worked for 40 years. Maybe it's the only thing you can talk about, and also people just think of Alex as in the guy at Gazprom, not Alex as in you understand. So institutionalized is when you become like the company. Yeah. So you've worked at the company so long, you develop the personality almost of the company. We say.
And I think if you will not change your job in future, maybe you will not change positive your life.
Yeah. Okay. So you get stuck in the same thing. There's no fluctuations or things like this. Okay.
Yeah.
So also maybe it's a generational thing as well. They're saying in the UK that maybe the next generation, as in the ones that are still at school now, are going to find it really difficult to be loyal, and they're going to do things like wanting to stay at home and work remotely, and not maybe go to an office and stuff like that. And they're saying they need to prepare for people working differently and stuff. But no, guys, that's a big topic. But I've got to go now. So it's been really interesting speaking to you as always. And hopefully I'll speak to you very, very soon. Maybe tomorrow or whatever. Okay, so take care. And hopefully that was useful for you. Cheers.
Thank you.
Martin,
Goodbye.
Martin, could you answer me shortly, very shortly?
Sure.
How old are you and where do you live in Great Britain?
So I live in normally Petersfield. Normally, that's my
Petersburg?
hometown.
Oh, I don't hear you.
So normally I live in Petersfield, so this is my hometown. But at the moment I'm not in Petersfield. I'm actually in Japan, so not in the UK at the moment. So,
I see.
No worries. So good to speak with you, and take care. Speak to you soon. Bye. Cheers.
Okay.
Thank you very much. See you.